Commissioner Blake hits back at Indicom. One dead, five others injured in gun attack in Marvelly. Another controversial police shooting. Licensed firearm holder goes berserk shooting, killing two and wounding three in Manchester. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. We're going to start out here in the United States. Co-President Elon Musk Doge team has slashed hundreds of jobs paid for by fees from banks, medical device companies, and other forms of funding rather than taxpayer dollars, raising the question of whether the cuts will render hope for savings. Most of around 200 Food and Drug Administration employees were fired over the weekend, held jobs that were paid for by fees which were charged to medical device makers under a 2002 law, depleting staff needed to approve medically necessary products like stents and implants for customers. Overall, the FDA has around 20,000 workers. Two financially regulated agencies that do not rely on direct taxpayers' dollars also cut staff in recent days. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is funded by the Federal Reserve, fired dozens of probationary and term contract workers, and the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation fired over 100 probationary workers as part of the government-wide staff reduction. Banking fees are what fund the FDIC operations. So none of these over the weekend who got fired were money coming from the government, and boy, most of these people actually voted for Trump. And it is ironic that he has fired thousands of workers, saying the government is paying out too much money, while last week one of Elon Musk's company got a contract from the same government where he is paid $8 million per day. Yes, you heard right. A company he owns just signed a contract to earn $8 million per day. And if you talk about corruption, this is corruption at the highest level. Meanwhile, in Jamaica, Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake has hit back at a declaration of Jamaicans for Justice that there has been an intolerable number of police fatal shootings this year. Commissioner Blake said JFJ's concern is misdirected and should instead be aimed at those who make the decision to challenge a far more superior force. On Wednesday, Jamaicans for Justice Executive Director Michael Jackson noted that 50 fatal shootings recorded since the start of the 2025 is more than double the 19 recorded for the similar period last year. Ms. Jackson said the number is unacceptable in a democracy and is particularly troubling given the country's size. While admitting that the number of fatal shootings is high, Dr. Blake, however, urged Jamaicans for Justice to be more responsible in its public pronouncement, and the police total shooting is now at 53. Dr. Blake said it is foolish to believe that criminals who choose to engage the police will not receive a similar response. Meanwhile, a licensed firearm holder on Saturday night surrendered to the Manchester police following a shooting at a candlelight vigil near Nashville Plaza which left two women dead and three other people wounded. A 12-year-old boy and two women ages 37 and 58 are among those wounded. The deceased have been identified as 35-year-old Aldine Dixon of Colleyville and 42-year-old Stacey Ann Musgrave of Barnstable in Manchester. According to preliminary reports, shortly after midnight, a dispute developed between the licensed firearm holder and several other persons at the vigil. The licensed firearm holder is said to have parked his car in an open lot next to his premises near to where the candlelight vigil was in progress, and the tragedy reportedly started when a car driven by a man who was leaving hit his motor car. And during the ensuing altercation, the resident allegedly pulled his licensed gun and fired several times, hitting 5 individuals. A police source has now confirmed that the licensed firearm holder remains in custody. Residents of Ait Boril in Anatobe in St. Mary are calling for a thorough investigation into Friday night's fatal shooting of 28-year-old Kevin Cunningham by a policeman at a candlelight vigil in the community. The residents blocked the Ait Boril and Anatobe main roads in protest against his killing on Saturday morning. The debris has now been cleared by the police. An eyewitness said that when she arrived at the candlelight vigil sometime after 9 o'clock, a policeman who is assigned to the St. Mary Division was in the process of arresting a man who resisted his efforts to do so. She claimed that the policeman pulled his firearm and accidentally shot himself, the bullet grazing his face. She alleged that he then accused her cousin of being the man who had assaulted him and shot him twice. The woman declared that the family will be challenging any reports from the police that the incident was a shootout. However, the police version is the same old tired story where it said a man pointed a firearm at the police and the police took evasive action and fired, killing one suspect, and that an illegal firearm was seized from the deceased. So you can see that is two different stories. A man was shot dead and 5 others were wounded in a mass shooting at 14 Pembroke Avenue in Marvel, St. Andrew early yesterday morning. A preliminary reports from the police indicates that the incident occurred while the victims were leaving a wake after 1:05 a.m. The victim, all males, range in age from 18 to 55 years old. Meanwhile, an unidentified man was shot dead in Ocho-Rios in St. Anne late on Saturday. Reports are that about 11:20, the man was in the vicinity of Market Street when he was attacked by a lone gunman, killing him on the spot. The police were later alerted to the body along the roadway, and it was the 9th murder recorded in St. Anne since the start of 2025, which is 3 less than the corresponding period last year. On to sports, we're going to do Premier League. Harborview came from 2 goals down to earn a 2-2 result against Tivoli Gardens last night at the Harborview Stadium, and with 13 games to go, they are now sitting in 10th on 24 points. In other results, Cavaliers were 2-1 winners over Chapelton Maroons. Dunbehold edged Humble Lions 3-2. Racing United had a similar score over Malines United, while Waterhouse edged Portmore 1-0. And tonight we will see a mouth-watering clash with 3rd place Mobay United and 1st place Mount Pleasant, while Annette Gardens will face 2nd to last place team Vere United. Track and field was also hot over the weekend with annual Gibson relays. Several schools took part and show what to expect this year at the Jamaican Championship. Among them were Calabar Class 1 4x100 relay team. They delivered a brilliant performance, winning in an impressive 39.60 seconds. Jamaica College placed 2nd in 39.88, while Excelsior took 3rd in 39.99. Kingston College, they clinched the gold medal in the Class 2 4x100 relays in a nail-biting finish with a time of 41.26 seconds, the same as Calabar, who took silver. Edwin Allen High earned the bronze medal in 41.41. And in the 4x400, Kingston College prevailed in 3 minutes 10.26 seconds ahead of Edwin Allen, who were 2nd in 3 minutes 11.02, and Jamaica College finished 3rd in 3 minutes 11.37. Hydel High won the girls' final in 3.36.11, beating defending champions Edwin Allen High, who ran 3 minutes 38.46 seconds for 2nd, and Veer Technical, who were 3rd in 3 minutes 41.19. And if you missed the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, hit the notification bell so when we upload, you'll be the first to get notice. And that's news and sports on your favorite radio. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.